47 minutes after the hour. Former President Trump doubling down on his call for tax cuts during a rally in Atlanta this weekend.
Massive tax cuts for workers, and that includes no tax on tips. And I will not cut 1 cent from Social Security or Medicare, and seniors will not pay taxes on Social Security.
Joining us now, Congressman Greg Murphy, Republican from North Carolina. Seniors will not have a tax increase and not 1 penny cut from Social Security. Congressman, you and I both know that is a winning statement for seniors.
It is, Nick. However, when we get down to the details, we look at our debt at $35 trillion. I would love that idea. I just have to have a pay for. How do we do this? We're adding 10,000 people to Medicare rolls every day now. Fewer and fewer workers are paying into the Social Security and Medicare system. We just have to figure out how to pay for that. I think one thing that can be done, they first added the Social Security tax, the tax on Social Security, and I believe it was 1983, and then added the Medicare addition in 1993. I think one segment, we have a lot of seniors that want to work, and being taxed on their Social Security when they're working is something I think we absolutely can look at. The other part, coming from Ways and Means, we're going to have to scrub quite readily, try to figure out how to pay for that. I think it's a good idea. The devil's in the details, obviously.
Definitely, because even when we break it down, the Committee for Responsible Federal Budget projects that federal revenue would plunge between $1.6 trillion and $1.8 trillion if Mr. Trump's Social Security plan actually went through. And it would deplete the Social Security Trust Fund a year earlier than expected, by 2032. So the idea in concept is one that people appreciate, but is it feasible in practice would be the question.
Yeah, and that's the real hard problem, Nick. I mean, we have to go through, we're working on trying to make permanent the TCJA, the Trump tax cuts in 2017 and 18, trying to put those in because we saw such an explosion of growth of small business, of larger businesses after those tax cuts, where we gained more revenue because of cutting taxes, where they were able to grow their businesses. Are we going to be able to do that again? We're really in a very, very difficult time. The Biden administration during his reign has grown our deficit tremendously. We're at the point where we're higher really than defense spending. This is a real challenge. We'll see what can be done when we get a pay for and figure out where the devil is going to be in the details.
In fact, Congressman, both of the past two administrations, Mr. Biden and Mr. Trump, both spent a whole lot of money that has us all questioning how we're going to pay this back now. Now, the most recent IRS data shows that more than $38 billion in tip income is taxable. How would Republicans deal with the backlash if the former president is unable to deliver on dropping taxes on Social Security and tips? Because you and I'm sure you did like I did. You waited tables in college, and the idea of being able to hold on to all that money is a great idea. But like me, you were responsible for paying those taxes on those tips at the end of the year, just like everybody else.
Well, Nick, you have to step back and say, we started this country because we were mad about a 2% tax, right? And so, you look at you're taxed on your income, you're taxed on this, you're taxed on that. There are certain points, we have to have taxes. We have to pay for our government. We have to pay for our roads. We have to pay for our military. We have to pay for our security, even more so now. Taxes are part of, as they say, part of things that you always have to do. We'll have to really look at this. What is feasible? What is not feasible? What is campaign rhetoric, as it were? That's what Ways and Means does. That is our responsibility, and that's what we're looking to do at the final part of this year and hopefully into the next session.
Congressman Murphy, I've got less than 30 seconds, but I have to ask you, do you feel warm and cozy now that your governor pulled himself out of the VP race?
Nick, either his wife said, look, I don't want any more politics, which I've heard. Two, is he realized it was not going to be a winning gesture and that he's a very political person, worried about the rest of his career. Or three, possibly has his sights on something else political. Or, he was told he was not going to be one of the VP picks and tried to save face. Warm and fuzzy, I'm indifferent to it.
Congressman Murphy, thank you so much, sir. Have a good day.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.